Hello and welcome. It's Bourbon Night. Happy Sunday to everybody. How's everyone doing? We're in a little different setup here tonight, and we have a little bit of mic stand in the shot. Don't worry about it. Get over it. Get over it. Is everyone over it? I'm not over it. It's okay.
We ran late for this.
So Sarah is coming back from Chicago right now, so she will not be on the stream. But luckily, I've got a full house here at this round table, so please welcome to the show friends of the show. We have Chad Watson and Perry Ritter. Chad from This Is My Daily Bourbon, and also now Rare Character, and Perry Ritter from what? This is my what? That's right. You looked at me like
No,
it was wrong.
My Daily Bourbon?
No.
My Daily Bourbon.
Yeah, there we go.
No, you
I'm like, no, I know the name of your thing. It's This Is My. It's you two combined.
Yeah. That's one of our
My
group chats.
Daily
That is our
Bourbon.
group chat.
My Daily Bourbon. And then from This Is My Bourbon podcast,
That guy.
Perry Ritter.
I feel like I never left.
Yeah, there you go. Hasn't been that
Scoot myself
hasn't
in
been that
shot.
long.
Bring it on
If
in.
that's okay.
Sure, yeah.
Chad and I are friends.
Check out that
I'm
shot.
friends with, both Chads.
There you go. Yeah, and we also have look at this wide cam, so you can see all the mic stands.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah.
My mom's birthday is tomorrow.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
My mom's birthday is May 9th.
There you
Okay,
go. There you go.
What a great time so far.
What a great start to the evening.
We hung a mirror.
We did. We
Yeah.
hung a mirror. Yep,
Chad tuned a guitar.
I did.
he did. These are all actual things,
All
not
true things.
not euphemisms in the least.
I played with the dog.
You did.
Not a euphemism.
Not a
No.
euphemism.
No. So, you all
What do you play with your dog?
you all out there have probably seen the series that I did with Jason C. from the Mash and Drum, which was Conversations with Whiskey Drinkers, or A Conversation with a Whiskey Drinker. Well, I guess I am one too, so it was a two. Anyway, semantics. I thought we'd continue that here with you guys and just sort of have a round table, as this is a round table. There's the proof. So we got some topics.
Camera.
Also going to blind these guys with hot pokers. No, blind them with some pours and ask you guys some questions about it. And while they're making up their minds, you happen to have 3 musicians here,
Oh boy.
3 guitar players, 3 singer-songwriters.
It's true.
So I thought it's high time that we play a little bit of we were trying to go with our earliest recordings. Now, I wasn't able to get my earliest recording, although, what happened to that?
Right there.
Yeah, here we go. This was my earliest recording. Fighting Fit was the name of the band. Used as Directed was the album. There I am getting Max Air. CD's not in there. So
They actually
couldn't
never
find
made
it. I am the oldest. I am
It's
the
just a jewel case.
I am the oldest one here.
So punk.
This was recorded back in the year 2000. In the year
coming back full circle, you know.
I was 7.
In the year 2000.
I was 9.
Yeah, there we go. Great.
Yeah, I like watching.
Fantastic. But what I will have to represent myself was probably recorded around 2010, 11, 12 at the latest. I think probably around 2010.
13, 14.
Nah, it wasn't before that. It wasn't that late. You guys. So when we go to our thing, what Chad, when was yours recorded?
Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Finally.
Yeah.
2005, 6-ish time frame, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice. And Perry?
Mine was not too far off of that. I was 15, which would have put me in the 2008 range. And I was a very earnest 15-year-old writing songs about the world,
The world, your problems.
girls,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
All that.
It was good.
Yeah.
Wait until you hear it. Wait until you hear 15-year-old Perry's voice. It's,
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's why I chose a song where
Looking
I
forward to
didn't
it.
sing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Chad is actually, you're just playing guitar in your recording.
Yeah.
You have backup vocals though, right?
Yeah. But I made sure I
Okay.
was not I made sure it was not one of my songs where I was singing.
well,
Yeah. It's
One
hard
of
for
us
you to
is-
do that because you're a solo artist.
that is true. Have been for many years. Actually,
That's a good. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Go for it, Barry.
just put out a new song
Hey.
today. Well, yesterday.
Did you bring the clip?
I can send it to you.
No, it has to be.
It has to be recorded from a 1/4 inch through an 1/8 inch
Yes.
to like another 1/8 inch to a
Right.
16th inch to the Zoom.
Yeah.
It has to be importable into
Yeah.
this software.
Well, it was all recorded on my Rode Pod mic.
Oh.
Sure.
Well, then,
Yeah, so that was fun.
We have our first super chat of the evening. It comes from Joey Tony Bag of Donuts. He says, "Get the Grammys ready." That's Grammys, the awards not possible dates for Gramps. Cheers. There you go. I like it, Tony. Thank you for that super chat.
Oh, it's all be ready.
When Sarah's not here, it's the water bottle cheers. But
Yeah, there you
we
go.
can't impede upon the cowbell.
Right. All right, just
I would
getting
feel wrong.
getting some things so a little more streamlined here. So, do you guys just want to go into the first challenge, or I know you all also brought things. I would like to drink something.
I would like
So maybe
to,
we
yeah.
do that. Maybe we warm up with something first.
Sure.
So who
Well-
fight to the death?
Well,
I've
got
something real bad.
You're really selling it, baby.
Well, it's an experience.
Is this the meat?
No.
Okay.
This would be the Yellowstone Special Finishes Collection Toasted 4-year-old bourbon. Maybe I shouldn't have led with it's real bad, but I just need to know, especially from somebody who actually makes bourbon and is heavily
make
involved. Well, you know what I mean. Heavily involved in a finishing process as
you
well.
marry bourbon. You're like a pastor.
Yeah, I am
Oh, there we
ordained.
go.
There you go.
Hey, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could marry each other.
With Chad as my witness.
Yeah, well, I'm taken.
I mean, I am too.
Yeah, I'm just curious from somebody who understands more fully the process of finishing bourbon and creating something. I want to see what went wrong here. Because, I mean, should we...
I was going to say, where's a glass we can use?
Are these usable?
Yeah.
Okay. They are empty.
Those three.
So,
Those three.
Only these three.
So pardon me, folks. Just. There we go.
There we
getting
go.
settled. We're getting situated.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It's our first official roundtable.
All right.
excited for this.
Yeah, toasted oak staves. So, 100 proof.
To see if I can see if it'll do it. I should. Yep. Since
Yeah,
it's just
look
me.
at that.
Look at
Nice. There you go. Yellowstone special. What's that say?
that. Special Finishes Collection.
Finishes collection. Yeah. Toasted 100 proof.
It is rare to me that Yellowstone or Limestone Branch misses. I have not had a favorable response to this the couple of times that I've had it so far.
Hey, since this is a different setup than normal, I want you guys to let us know if the audio is too low or anything, if we're coming okay, if we need to adjust either Chad and Perry or myself, just let us know in the comments. Thank you.
My foot got caught on the chair. I almost fell while sitting down into the table. That was excellent.
That's why I wear shoes without heels on. Do you have like boots on?
No, I've just
It's
got
not
my-
a half
I've got my
circle. It's a
Vans.
full circle. How is that a half circle? It's a full circle.
It's
It's like a
half
3/4
circle.
circle.
Is it because we're not
Full
all
circle.
the way around the table?
Oh, I see. Well,
Like,
It's like a circle.
you look at any TV show, like, I don't know why, but the first thing that came to mind was Golden Girls. There was 4 of them, although there was only 3 seats around their table of 4 because no one could have their back to the camera. This is just like this. Just consider us the Golden Girls. Thank you guys for being a friend, by the way.
oh, thank you for
Traveling down the road and back again.
Yeah.
Dadgummit.
I would do the song, but I just did that at the Bourbon Bowl, and
That is true.
yeah.
So the nose on this is funky.
I like the nose, actually.
It's like honey, straw, wheat
Yeah.
grain.
It's-
It's very peculiar.
Chad and Perry need a little volume. Okay, can do.
I'm a little tinny.
Sibilance.
Oil can. What'd you say? Sorry. Do you need us to talk? Does that help? If we're
That's a healthier level.
okay, cool. Look at that.
Hello. I'm not gonna be screaming, so. Just the
What
whole
about-
time I'm like, it smells like. I'll lean forward. I was lean back. I'll sit up straight.
Lean back.
Perry sounds like he's getting picked up on your mic, Chad.
Well, I
have a
mean,
mic.
they are close. Maybe I can make mine a little
Oh, watch out.
closer. Yeah, mine's a little Jimmy rigged at the moment. Yeah.
Hanging on by a prayer.
Hold on, let me get.
You know what'd be great?
There we go.
Tabletop mics.
Well, vibration and then also room.
Agreed.
That's true. Yeah.
So I like to go hanging.
I envision in about 10 minutes, we're just gonna all be here, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
It's gonna fall.
I don't know if you guys maybe can see,
right
but
there.
right
Yeah,
here, it is gaff tape because I didn't have the adapter like I do on this one over here. So tis what it is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Way fancier than anything I can throw together.
I just started using one camera and I'm barely doing that. So So this to me tastes like a. I'll let him try. Yeah, have you tried it yet? Or just, okay.
He was just about to.
Okay.
Hi. Oh,
Oh, it doesn't match the nose.
no.
Shoot.
And we lost all of the equipment.
Yeah.
Just one fail swoop.
A little bit of water.
falling. It's like
So
it's really like dirty.
yeah,
I mean, it really kind of tastes like dirt. to
you
me.
ever have tea that's not like you've not actually like
Yes.
stirred it up all the way?
Yes.
And the actual like tea settles and you got the water.
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like.
Yeah.
Well, it's over steeped tea. Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
I feel like.
It tastes like 2-year-old bourbon that they put staves in, and it looks like 2-year-old bourbon that they put staves
Yeah,
in.
it doesn't. Why would they call it? I mean, I understand why they would call it 4-year-old bourbon.
They don't have to call it 4-year-old bourbon. It doesn't say 4 years old on there.
I saw elsewhere that it's 4 years old.
Oh, I was gonna
Well,
say.
does it have an
I
age
think-
statement? It has to be.
Well, I
No,
think-
if they filed it as a distilled spirit specialty, it doesn't have to have an age statement.
Say again.
That's
it-
annoying.
If it's filed as a distilled spirit specialty, a DSS, like what you file finished, like finished in port barrel, rum barrel, whatever, it does not have to have an age statement.
That's
Because
Really annoying.
that's the same thing as what flavored whiskey is.
Yeah.
So,
I
there
don't,
are
I
some
don't
brands
like
who
it.
file their whiskey as liqueurs because they put additives in it.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
That part.
not a fan.
But I do really like the nose. I feel like I'm facing this way and talking this way, so excuse me for all the chair moving.
There's been a lot of adjusting tonight, but that's okay.
It's like me
a
playing
new
guitar,
setup.
I'm tuning my chair.
Right,
No,
yeah.
wait. No, almost.
I'll pick the front leg up and kind of turn sideways. There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to see that visual from there.
You just got it in
I
real
know.
Yeah, right.
live.
But I got to see it in context.
Mhm.
I would like to see it not in context.
I see.
All right.
It has not gotten better the more that I've had it. And I mean, I've only had this like 3 times at this point.
I just realized what my colors are. Let's see.
Oh, look at you mention. But it never it hasn't opened up. It hasn't evolved at all. It's just been consistently this weird, flat, gross, dirty pour.
How do you really feel?
I don't like it. I spent $50 on it,
Now, is this their own distillate? Because I know
as far as I know.
before it was a lot of Heaven Hill in there.
Well, it does say distilled and aged in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Mm.
One of those. Bottled for.
Yeah, I feel like
This is-
if it was theirs, they would say proudly, "It's ours."
Yeah.
And sourcing the quality of what can be sourced nowadays is on I feel like a sliding slope, right? We've all kind
I
of
want more, but I want to smell. Like, I want to find what you like in it. So
What I like in it?
no, what he likes in it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say I like. I said I like the nose.
That's what I said. I'm pouring a little more so I can find what you like
Yeah.
in the nose. I don't really sniff it because I got like first 2 whiffs, grass, straw, bad tea, And staves. We don't know what kind of staves they use. So these could be like light toast. ISC's got like spice toast, caramel toast, French oak toast. They've got like 12 different toast profiles that you can choose from. Then the wood itself, is it American? Is it whatever? I don't know. It does not smell toasted. It does not taste toasted.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of this.
Did you see, by the way, where Brown Foreman sold their Jack Daniels cooperage
yeah,
to
the ISC.
Independent Stave?
Yeah, that's
Crazy. So it's still in Alabama,
yeah.
correct? And they're going to rename it to
They're gonna
the Alabama Stave Company or something like that. Or Alabama Staves.
still gonna make barrels for Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Crazy. Caught me off guard.
Very, very. Yeah, it's not my favorite. It does feel like some lightly toasted staves. I kind of get that impression off of it. There's not much of that barrel char in there, and the fact that well, it does say Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Okay, I was gonna say, is this even a newly charred barrel? But yeah, with it being,
yeah.
with it being bourbon.
Based on the information we have, you would assume it is.
Yes.
But look at what is it, 13th Colony?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Contentious, I know, amongst
There you
a lot
go.
of people.
There you go.
This was mostly just a thought experiment more than
No, I like it. Yeah, and that's the crux of tonight. It's the spirit of tonight is
You know what I will say is not bad
is
about
discussions.
Finish is okay.
Finish is like that's
Where
where
it starts to go a little sweet.
Interrupted me.
yeah.
Never. I'm not going to cut to him anymore. What'd you say, Chad? What'd you say? Oh, go ahead. You can go ahead. Say something. Say something.
I know, dude. It's
What? Sorry. No. Okay. Wrong
Let's get serious.
feeling here for tonight. So we're gonna do our first blind with the guys, and I'm gonna pose a question. Let me get you your drinks in front of you.
You gonna buy me one?
Yep. Can I borrow your drink? We got our A's. That's the same for you guys. And we got our B's. Start with your A's, your A. Move on to your B afterwards, whatever.
I want abs, not ball.
Yeah, exactly. What and whose song? I think we're gonna start with yours,
Okay.
Chad, because Perry, yours is acoustic. Chad's is what genre would you give that?
Not acoustic.
Electric?
Punk.
Punk, yeah.
Would I have opened for you at a house show back in the day?
I mean,
Probably.
we opened for Eve 6, so like we were nothing like Eve 6.
Wow.
You know,
snap.
yeah.
That's crazy.
You hear our music, it is not Eve 6.
Wanna put my tender heart in a blender? Watch it spin around to a beautiful oblivion.
Rendezvous. Yeah.
Now I'm through with you. So, yeah, I want to pose a question. As you guys are drinking both, we'll play your song, Chad.
Okay.
You let me know when we hit the chorus because I'm unfamiliar with the song. I want to play verse.
I will probably not be paying enough attention to
Okay,
it,
that's
so.
fine. We'll just play about a minute and a half of it.
I think the songs are like 2 minutes long. So.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's enough time.
Yeah, but we're going to start with yours because we'll need the palate cleanser of Perry's acoustic in the middle, and then we'll be back to my punk pop song. So I want you guys to taste these. They have a lot in common, but they also have something that separates them. So it's a good side-by-side. I want you all to tell me which one you prefer. I'm looking for, complexity, approachability, just, everything in there. A or B. Okay, so
All
you
right.
guys can go ahead and start tasting, and I'm going to pull up. Chad, was it the Dirty Relics? Is that right?
Just the relics.
Yeah, you're right. That's my buddy's band. I get that mixed up all the time. The Relics.
I feel like you just found out about my band today.
No, I knew about
No.
the Relics. The first time I'd heard it was today. But yeah. So the Relics. Let's see. That is this one. So here we go. There it is.
I was curious how it was going to sound. What that is.
On the air I breathe, up to the American democracy. But when it's religions, it's high-powered gas. Maybe one day you'll learn to make it last. One thing I've learned in my life, political debate is the separation of the United States, separation of the USA.
Okay, and that was not you singing.
No,
That was not.
Becky Bailey. She sang because we were a three-piece punk band. I played guitar, she played bass. We had bass when she played, so we had to go buy one so we could have a bass player. And then she sang because no one else wanted to sing. And our drummer was not coordinated enough to drum and sing. So
I just figured out you guys were just hearing them on my mic when I set up. So what I had to do, don't get on me, what I had to do to get their songs in a format that I could import into the streaming software was I had to play it from my phone, headphone out, 1/8 inch jack, 1/8 inch adapted to quarter into my Zoom recorder. So it's not the best quality. And when I did that, I muted the second channel because I was only recording to channel 1, and then I forgot to flip it back on. So you guys go ahead and talk.
La la la. Hello, can you hear us now?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Howdy.
I am very curious to see.
Howdy, partner. Wow, a mic just started working. Patrick King said. So it looks like we're in. We're headed
Well,
in the
he's
right
not saying like
direction.
a microphone. He's like a guy somewhere named Mike.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hey,
it's-
Mike.
it's-
Mike, get out of here!
It's
Get out of here! Get out of here, Mike!
it's crazy because your meters were still showing up on the Zoom.
That's crazy.
But it's just because I didn't have the second channel enabled that it wasn't going through. So sorry about that, guys.
Okay.
Audio is balanced now. Great.
I can hear Perry now. Well, fantastic.
I'm sorry.
I'm Perry, and from This Is My Bourbon Podcast.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
All right. So
do you have an answer?
Well, it was halfway through that. Then I remembered. I'm like, oh, I'm not supposed to be trying to figure out which one I like more. It's what is this?
Well, no.
No, I thought it was
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. Which one do you like more? And to give that might have looked weird. I was just like doing this to. It's because there was water on the bottom. I'm not like. Tell me which one you like. Tell me slowly.
Is this doing anything for you?
Kinda.
Weirdly enough.
Take Bailey's from a shoe.
You ever go to a club where people wee on each other?
I got all the things that are good. That's old Greg, if you people don't know. So
Nice.
yeah.
Mixed up.
What we're looking for here is which one do you enjoy more, and why? Like, is there more complexity? What are you getting, and all that. Yeah, you're not trying to guess.
Okay. I'll go first. Even though I thought I liked B better, like at the first sip, going back to A compared to B, I liked A better. A lot more oak influence, just felt more complex. I don't want to say easier to drink, but it just, everything was more balanced at the same time. Really good, heavy, like caramel note in there, like quintessential caramel. B, what I thought it lacked was just a little bit more of that complexity. Didn't have quite as much of a finish as A, which may have been why, it's a little more intense up front, but kind of fades away really quickly. Where I thought A was kind of straight across the board.
Yeah. I am in the same boat as you are. I definitely thought I preferred B on first sip. Because it started doing this weird, like, roller coaster thing where it started introducing some sweeter notes, but also more of a, like, grain texture to it.
Yeah.
At first, it kind of went away upon repeat sips where, A just feels more rounded and like a complete product. I feel like I've had at least one of these actually with you, Chad, at some point. Like maybe in an early days of Timbip or something. Like it even goes, like something got pulled out of my brain.
Ew.
Well, hey, look, you remember your acronym for our review system, right?
Never pull fleshy
There
piercings.
we go. There we go.
And I've never forgotten it.
Yeah, me neither.
I've never forgotten to pull them.
God, I don't have one in right now.
I pull it. So where did you land, Perry? A or B?
A.
A.
Yes.
Okay. Let me just check my notes, make sure. Yes. Okay. I picked this one specifically because, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I
Oh, we
remember
will.
both of you guys remarking on these that you really liked a particular one, and you picked the opposite, if I'm remembering right. Now, this wasn't like a gotcha or a setup. It was another thought experiment. Any guesses as to what I just poured for you guys?
I weirdly feel like one of these is a. Like my first thought was King of Kentucky.
Wow. Okay.
Like
I mean, it is some good stuff. It's not anywhere near that price.
I mean, but I was thinking like early King of Kentucky, like
Right.
back
Oh,
to
yeah,
that
yeah,
first-
yeah.
That's I think why my brain was going.
Sure.
This feels like the one that we had when we first
Okay.
reviewed it. That's an old
Well,
episode.
what I'm going to do, I kept the bottles away so they wouldn't see them. I'm going to go grab them.
I bet it's Old Forester 1910 versus 20.
That would have been good. It's not. So here,
It
you
feels
guys,
like a Brown Foreman product, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it does. Like I thought that's what it was.
you guys talk
Yeah.
amongst yourselves. I'll go grab them.
Rabble,
Yeah.
rabble, rabble, rabble.
Watermelon. No, I mean these both feel like Old Forester products, but I mean, dude,
Yeah, no, go.
what am I doing? Oh snap! Well, that
You guys picked the 110 entry proof over the 125 entry
Yeah,
proof.
this is my favorite.
okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it you who
No,
liked the other one?
mine was the 125.
Okay.
Entry proof.
Okay. Yeah, so 126.4 is what it got up. These are the DNA project from Makers.
Did not taste weeded.
114.9 is what the 110 proof. So this whole experiment was designed by Makers. Sorry for the scooting.
For this purpose.
For this purpose, to trip friends up. No, to kind of they wanted to prove that their lower 110 barrel entry proof was the right spot to be. So they did 110 edition, 115, 120, and 125, and then they released them, and they all went up a little bit, you know, in the barrel. So I kind of wanted to see because we also Sarah and I liked the 110.
110, 115 were my neck and neck.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I've actually had the 110 before.
You just really liked the one. When you
Yeah,
had the
like in a
125, you
vacuum,
liked it. Okay, in a
125
vacuum.
was like
Okay.
where it was at for
Well, nice.
But
Yeah.
They did not taste that different in proof.
no, not at all. No, I thought for
Like,
yeah.
sure they were like each about
Yeah.
127 ish.
Yeah. 100. Let's say 115 basically, and 126
Yeah. Yeah, no.
and a half.
They did not taste that far off.
Wow. Well, there you go.
They're even
Yeah,
better
Very
blended.
cool.
That man.
Oh.
Oh, they are definitely better blended. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They're always it's nothing ever beats the Suicide. We blend it all together. No, it's proven. It's a proven fact.
A little high C, a little pink lemonade.
Yeah.
You know,
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's that. We'll just set these over here.
Do we want to try one of your offerings?
Yeah.
Mine?
Let's
Or
do that.
yours?
Yours?
Grab that over there. We'll do a fresh crack of this.
Fresh crack.
Fresh crack.
I can.
Needs to be like an animation. that comes out.
Yeah, fresh crack. I can go grab you guys new Glencairns.
I'm okay to drink out of the.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking out of that one. I will drink out of the Maker's
Well, that's
Mark.
probably a good idea.
Right. Yeah.
The stank glass?
Yeah.
Good call.
This
Good
is
call,
my
good call.
stank glass.
We call this my stank glass.
Comment.
I want to bring up one of our first topics, and you guys also in the chat, if you think of a good topic you want us to discuss. Let us know at me at It's Bourbonite. It'd be easier for me to see. I'm solo computering here tonight, without Sarah. So trying to look at the chat, but also engage with the guests. Oh, there we go. This is the Brook Hill experience.
There you go.
My.
All right, very good.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm reformed. I'm not going to get on your case about the price of this bottle.
I don't even know the price of this bottle. So it is in Kentucky. I do know that because people keep sending me pictures of them with bottles, but not what they pay for the bottle.
Oh my.
I know what we want it to be, but that doesn't always mean that it lines up with what it should be.
Yep.
So,
Now give us the specs, what makes this special, all that jazz.
so Brook Hill is our highest of the high end product. So these are all going to be age stated.
At rare character.
At rare character, yes. Yep. No, us three. Yes.
Finally, my letters worked.
So everything's always going to be age stated. We won't hide it. Whether it's our, we have our single barrel series, we have exceptional, and then we have Brook Hill. So it could be a really great 7-year-old barrel that's insane, and it could be go into the Brook Hill line because it's all single barrels right now. So it's our highest of the highest quality, and I brought some over for you to try. Before that was just from the barrel.
Yeah.
This is bottled. I think everything tastes better once it's bottled because it gets some air to it. It gets cycled, goes through those pumps, and cleans up that micro char, which there is still char in this, but it's what our filter can't get.
Sure.
129.92 proof. These are, I think the lowest one, all the bourbons that we released so far are 10 years old. I think the lowest proof one was 118 and up to like 131. Then we have an 11-year rye as well. Those range between like 122 to 129.
Okay.
But this is barrel number 308, Nom de Gruyere, as Pablo named it. He named all these barrels. So.
And the name Brook Hill came from.
So Brook Hill is actually a Dusty brand that we bought the rights to. Oh yeah, I was like, yeah.
Aye.
Take a look there. Yeah, that's nice. That's real nice.
Real nice.
Real nice.
Cover up the face.
So we bought this old brand, and the only thing we changed on it is the fact that it says rare character on the front, and we kept everything else the same. The back is all us though, with the banner and the shield on the back of it. But yeah, this is 10-year-old Kentucky bourbon, 130 proof, might as well say. And
I mean, it smells fantastic.
so
Very nice.
it's meant to be like, and this is how this is what Eric says too. Eric doesn't go out and buy every bottle he wants. He saves up to buy the bottle that he really wants, and we want this to be like this. I mean, if you can't afford to go out and spend, because this should be retailing around upwards around $250. So just because it's all single barrel cask strength, all small yields, and we basically just want it to be the top of the line bottle. So if you buy it, we want it to be like you're happy you spent money on it because we know you saved up for it.
Right.
If you've got that kind of disposable income, even better. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's meant to just be our highest of the highest quality. This doesn't have to be a review. I just brought it so we could crack it, fresh crack. Since you've not tried it, he hasn't officially tried it. So
Be a good conversation point.
fresh crack, like the 70s, like.
Yeah. like the coming attractions, at the old coming attractions at the theater.
Oh, yeah.
And now, here are some coming attractions. Dun, dun, dun.
That's a weird fair.
Woo! Definitely different than this. What you brought over, the straight from the barrel.
The mouthfeel.
It's thick.
It's so thick, but there's this like, I don't know. This sounds so weird,
Lay it on
but
me.
I can feel it like in the grooves of my taste buds. Like it's
Groovy, baby. Oops, there we go. Groovy, baby.
no, it's like it's really kind of like scratching my tongue in a good way. I don't know.
Scratching that itch. Yeah. I'm already on my second sip. It doesn't drink like the proof, like a 129.92.
No, not at all.
Basically call it 130. It does not. What, Dr. Cox? Drink like 130. Very easy, very approachable. It's 10 years, right? 10 years
10
old.
years, 10 and a half, yeah.
Wow. Pretty easy.
I'm a fan, dude.
Me
I like it
too.
a lot.
Yeah.
Of course you are.
It's one I would call. I'll call it approachable. It's
It's a bourbon
easy.
drinker's
It's
bourbon.
easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very easy
Yeah,
to.
well,
very
I
easy to
mean-
drink.
There are some barrels that we put out of this line that are like they're a little harsh, a little hot.
Sure.
But for the most part, like to be our best of the best of the best, it has to meet all the criteria for the most part of is it approachable? Does it touch all the flavor parts in the flavor wheel? Good finish. And if it doesn't, then it either sits or it gets moved to the exceptional line.
Right.
So is Brook Hill the nom de Gruyere? If I'm pronouncing
That's-
that right, that's from Joseph Brazo.
That Pablo gave it. This barrel is named Nom de Gruyere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't. I was
Every barrel is
switching and
named.
not paying attention.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, good stuff.
Yeah.
It's a fake name or pseudonym that someone uses for a specific activity, especially
Oh.
fighting in a war.
Okay, so like a nom de plume.
Yeah, but I think it's
yeah.
nom de guerre. I think
Guerre.
it should be French, right?
Gruyere.
It can also refer to a nickname earned in battle, such as
You're asking
Stonewall
me, and I have
Jackson.
no idea.
You're doing the interrupting thing again. It's really starting to piss me off. It can also refer to a nickname earned in battle, such as Stonewall Jackson or Fighting Joe Hooker.
Yeah, I miss him.
Okay.
He got me through my Thursdays.
All right, we're gonna officially hit a topic now.
Yes,
Let's do it.
All right, gentlemen. As I've written this on the back of a
Bill.
junk mail.
Hello.
Realizing that, yeah.
Do not bend.
Yeah, do not bend. Important. Please respond by.
Special offer is waiting for you.
What's a bottle that you used to love, buy often, that you just have fallen out of love, do not buy anymore, and why?
All right. I'll go.
Okay.
Evan Williams Bottled and Bond.
Oh.
JTS Brown, JW Dance.
Wow. Wow.
Basically the entire Heaven Hill affordable Bottled and Bond line.
Okay, why?
I felt like there was no difference between them all. They all just kind of started tasting the same.
Huh.
And they were all supposed to be like from this is from this warehouse, this is from these floors in this warehouse. Like they're all had like their slight, differences. And now, there's, why would I pay $25 for, Evan Williams Bottled and Bond when I can spend like $21 on a handle of T.W. Samuels and it still tastes better than all of them. So,
See, I thought you were going to say, what was the first one you said?
Evan Williams Bottled and Bond.
Oh, bottle and bond. See, I was thinking single barrel. I was going to say there's been a pretty large price increase,
yeah,
and it went to
yeah.
Kentucky only. Not that that bothers us here in Kentucky, but yeah,
right.
there's been a pretty high price increase in that. But you said bottle and bond. So the 7 year.
Basically, yeah. No. The 7 year, that's too, like, that tastes different enough from those, I think, because the price on that's what, $45?
More than that.
Is it?
think
It's over
it's-
50.
Yeah, I think it's like $56.99 or
I feel
something.
like it's
every
only
time.
like $45 at the distillery. I don't know. That's
It could be.
That's the last place I bought one.
It could be.
But the entire affordable line, I used to swear by, and I would always say like, you
Yeah.
should, you like this, drink this too, and like none of
Well-
them I feel like are worth. I mean,
Yeah, and I think that whole like downfall of the empire really truly started when the 6-year Bottled and Bond went away.
Yeah.
Because the veil was all of a sudden lifted, and we started seeing that yes, they are a corporation. They are trying to make money. Like it's just part of it.
it's business.
But be like, I mean, yeah, I guess technically we were overpaying in this small little understanding of their products for some of these other Bottled and Bonds that were non-age stated or were not as highly coveted as the 6-year Bottled and Bond. Again, Kentucky only, but it was still something that we held so true and dear to for so long. But
just
I don't I don't know if I disagree with you, but I'm kind of surprised to hear it, I guess, more than anything.
I mean, there's like, if you go grab one, like, because I still have a bottle of JTS Brown from several years ago, and got a bottle of Dant, which is always my favorite. I always thought Dant was like a nice, sweet, caramelly, buttered popcorn profile. Like it mixes well, a little more astringent than the other one, so it made great cocktails. Whereas Brown was kind of like the Brown Sugar Bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Evan Williams Bonded was like the drank a little older, but now they all kind of taste the same. And there's just no excitement there, so like there's no reason for me to keep all the different ones.
Yeah.
When I could just, TW Samuels, we always joke about it in our group chats, is kind of does all that, and it's $22 for a handle.
Yeah.
So
I completely agree. I think that specifically with Evan Williams, Baldwin and Bond, I do still like it for what it is. Man, it drinks younger than it used to, though.
yeah, I don't
mean,
dislike
it
them.
really does drink like a 4-year-old Baldwin and Bond product these days.
Yeah,
as
because I
opposed
mean,
to-
like none of them were age dated, and most likely they probably were all 4 years old. But I
Yeah.
mean, like, there's definitely a difference in the quality of those products than there was, just a few years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a question about Brook Hill, and the question comes from Joey Tony Bag of Donuts. He says, "Does it fit on the shelf behind you? It will not fit on the middle, but it will fit on the bottom if you wanna show them."
He says it looks like the tallest bottle he's ever seen. It is the
Oh.
exact same height as Eagle Rare, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exact same bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's your E.H. Taylor.
Yeah.
that's a different bottle.
Well, slightly.
This is your Arizona
It's your
Gemini.
Ah.
BTAC.
BTAC, yes.
There we go.
Your gas
Pappy?
station wine bottle. Yes, Pappy.
Pappy. Yeah, gas station wine bottle. Yeah. For me to answer the question that I posed, it would be, honestly, it'd be a lot of the Willet products. Johnny Drum, Noah's Mill, Pure
yeah.
Kentucky XO. What's another
Well,
one?
pretty much when the age went away from those, I was like, all right, see ya.
Well, I've never. Have you ever had a Johnny Drum age stated, like
Yeah.
15 year? Oh, dang.
Yeah.
I'd like to have that, please. No, when I got into it, the age statement was already gone. But, it was sourced. And at a point, their stuff, and it
Started making its way in.
making its way in, and I just felt like the flavor profile completely changed, which isn't shocking because you're going from one distillery that we all very well know to a brand new distillery, even though they've been around for decades and decades.
Well,
You know.
that is not entirely dissimilar from my answer to this question as well, but for a couple of different reasons.
Oh,
on
sorry,
top
yeah,
of it.
you had
No, it's all
you
good.
hadn't
It's all
answered
good.
yet.
Screw you, Perry.
Bullet.
Bullet.
Yeah, I was a big proponent in my early bourbon drinking days of the Frontier bourbon, or
Frontier whiskey.
whatever.
Bourbon
it's called.
whiskey.
Yeah. Aside from the kind of behind the scenes issues that they've had over the past few years, which, I mean, I don't really have a good reason to say you should go and support Bullet right now. But that's a different conversation altogether. Once they shifted as well to their own distillate, away from sourcing from mainly Four Roses into actually creating their own 10 recipe distillation process, which is crazy. I don't think we have enough time to get into all that right now either. But there just felt like a very noticeable dip in the overall quality of what they were putting out. And I just think there are better values out there based on what's on the market. And
There you go.
their malt whiskey's also.
I mean,
I haven't had the malt.
I haven't had
yet.
the malt, but I was always a huge fan of the older, which now they're starting to, the barrel picks. So they're all 102 proof, but they've started putting out double digit ones again. Like
okay.
Happy Hour had a 17 year. I've seen some place on there that have like a 14, 15 year. The 10-year shelf is good, but yeah, it's because they've been distilling for 7 years now, 8 years, 7 or 8. So yeah, their stuff is.
I think that's about right.
The orange label is pretty much their product now, and they're not sourcing. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're sourcing from Four Roses, Brown Forward, or Barton, but they still could be.
We have a technology question, which I always like to take. Is that a Stream Deck or another brand, Chad? This is not a Stream Deck. Here, let me do that so you can see. This is a ATEM Mini Pro. Right there. It's a 4-channel HDMI switcher. Yes, and let's drink something else.
All right. Moving on.
Yeah. Actually, let's do our other challenge for you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now this is more of a hey, let's identify it.
This.
This is not
Country
Jeopardy.
Fried steak.
No, I was going with Doug DeMuro, but
Oh, I thought you were going with Good Mythical Morning.
no.
And I went with a game show.
Yeah.
I was a car reviewer, so.
Also,
Internet dads.
I wanted to put this one up there quickly though, because it is. Let's do a quick take on this hot take from Caitlin. Rare breed.
Oh, she's fired.
I don't
Fired.
get that right now. Like I haven't had the same
Caitlin
She's nice.
I haven't had the same misfortune that I feel like everybody else has had with rare breed.
Yeah, my last few
recently.
bottles have been really good.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think even Turkey 101 is doing exceptionally well right now. I mean, I have consistently had bottles that have been like
I've not had
some of the best releases that they've had in a few
a
years.
bottle.
I had a
of
bad
101.
bottle of
Yeah, you
101.
had a
Yeah.
bad bottle.
Recently, or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
sad.
And
Sad.
what I thought was a completely typical rare breed just did really badly blind. Like,
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, when you have it and you know it and you're like, hey, I'm drinking rare breed, everything's great, everything's fine, everything's normal, we're all fine here. And then it does so poorly in a blind where historically it's done so well. It could be a number of things. Could
Sure.
be
Sure.
change
You need a whole series
change
on it.
a palette. Could be everything.
I
But-
intended to do a full series of YouTube videos called Why Blank is the Best Value in Bourbon, and the only one I've ever put out was Why Rare Breed is the Best Value. So that's my like definitive answer on the internet.
Yeah, I mean that's what I always say.
But I mean, it has been for a long time. I just haven't really revisited it enough. And it's gotten more expensive too.
So the glasses that you have in front of you, it's the same thing. For this one, I would like your all's guess on the normal stuff, the proof, the age, what you think price it's going for, all that jazz, if and you like. And while you taste it and think on it, we're going to play Perry's song. Perry, you want to set up this clip?
Yeah, sure, why not? I wrote this song, I think when I was like 14, closer to 15.
Wow.
Still exists on the internet for anybody to go and find, if you would like to, over at perryritter.bandcamp.com. That's still I haven't even changed the design on that website since it was first set up for me. It was on an album called First Cut. I was really, really proud of this song when I first wrote it and put it out. And going back and listening to it, I was like, it's not so bad. But at the same time, boy howdy, I'd sing a lot better than I used to.
Now, I do have to apologize for the audio quality. As I explained earlier, I had to play it out of my phone into a recorder, very Jimmy rigged. And I think for some reason, Perry, your song, I feel like got a little worse treatment than Chad's.
Oh,
did.
cool. Awesome. Great.
So it's not Perry's fault in this recording quality. It is my transferring quality. But here we go. What's the name of the song, Perry?
This song is called On My Mind
On
from
My Mind.
the year 2008 or 2008.
You were always
Enjoy. That was revolutionary, Barry.
Cast over the water, cast over the light, till it's as dark as the night. last steps out of town. The last steps of a high life. Last reasons to keep up. No more reasons tonight. Don't say anymore. Don't say the last line. Just breathe easily. Give me a little time to say what's on my mind. Oh, but it's easy to see that this is anything but easy. I get out all my lines. Most importantly, that I'm sorry. So sorry.
Perry Ritter, ladies and gentlemen. Perry Ritter. Joey Tony Bacadona says, Perry, 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 I'm not going to throw my bra on stage, but you can imagine if I did.
Man, I got a little sweaty listening to that. Like,
I did too. My lower half.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's Bourbon Night After Dark.
sweater in the nethers.
If you want to destroy my sweater, just pull this thread as I walk away. Watch me unravel, I'll soon be naked. Lie on the floor, lying on the floor. I've come undone.
I've come undone. Or no, I'm coming undone.
Ah, there you go.
Never mind.
It's called the Sweater Song.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know is it the Neighborhood that has the sweater song? Or no, Sweater Weather.
Oh yeah,
Different song
Yeah,
altogether.
we're talking Weezer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well. All right, gentlemen. Have you had adequate time to get some
think so.
some guesses?
Yeah, I'm gonna let Perry go first.
Yeah, that's fair. I've let you go first quite a
have.
bit. I think this reminds me of that dusty Jim Beam Black Label that you and I split.
Oh,
That bottle from some years ago.
that was an
Chad.
8 year, I believe, or was it like 101 month?
It was
which is
yeah,
like
it was one of those
8.33.
crazy, yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. But it was 90 proof, and it was from the 70s, and I think it was something like $100 for the bottle, and I was like,
Yeah.
I can't spend $100 on a
we
bottle of
split
bourbon
it.
at this point.
Yeah.
And, so we split it, and
You know, I just recently finished that bottle. I was holding on to that
crap on a cracker.
for quite a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was a really, really good.
It was really good.
dusty.
Yeah,
So it's not that then.
it is not.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a dusty something or other.
Give me like proof, age.
I'm gonna say 86 proof. I'm gonna say 8 years old. If this is going for anything on secondary right now, it's
That's a new category.
yeah, right, 275.
Jet.
All right. If we're doing exact proofs, I'm gonna say 91. I'm gonna go with Kentucky. I feel like it's a dusty. I don't know if it's quite as old as 70s. I'm gonna say somewhere in the 7-year mark.
Oh, I didn't mean to say it was from the 70s.
Yeah, you didn't say that.
Well, he said it tastes like that Jim Beam. But
Oh, well.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, fair
yeah.
Semantics.
yeah, 7-year, 91 proof, which is like nothing. But
Old Pogue is 91 proof.
91.4, right?
Yeah, and it's 9 year.
9-year, yeah.
It's the only thing I could think of.
I'm just really going for Price is Right rules here. So,
That's fair.
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll do the same. I'll go grab the bottle, bring it in, and we'll do the reveal.
Sure.
None of you hit it. I picked this one because it's been a little bit. Again, I wasn't trying to gotcha, trip anybody up. I feel like now you're probably
It does
thinking
drink dusty. Though.
I was.
It does, yeah, no.
But no, I picked this one because it's
Is this the Old Forester birthday bourbon 2017?
it's sort of been. It's
That's what we had on the live, and we were like, "Oh, this is dusty." When we were doing the
yeah.
bottom, mid, and top shelf.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Okay.
So obviously it's not that because I
Yeah.
forgot about that. So I'll just go grab it. It's sort of been in the news, I guess, recently.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me.
That worries me.
Bourbon in the news.
Hey, Chad. No,
Hey,
you-
Perry.
Where can people find you on social media?
They can find me at My Daily Bourbon.
There you go.
everywhere.
And I'm at my Bourbon Pod everywhere. Go listen to the podcast as well. It comes out every Wednesday.
The text notification really ties it together.
Yeah, that was good. Very revolutionary for you to put that in way back in 2000 and whatever you said.
It disconnected me from the video.
We're live right now.
Turn
All
your
right.
horn off.
Gentlemen, you were drinking 1924.
Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah. I was thinking you all might have thought it was actually older. You went younger. So, it's been...
1 week.
Sorry.
Uh,
Oh. I don't know why, but that really got me.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
It's I feel like it's, I wouldn't say it's been trashed or anything, but it's been, a lot of people have kind of tossed around that it's priced way too much. It's just not worth it. And I feel like Sarah and I were a little bit on, not its defense, but a little bit more on the other side. Like we thought
We were too.
were you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we loved it.
Yeah. That it drank a little older than it did, and maybe even higher in its proof. So I wanted to see if it was just us or if you guys agreed with it. You didn't, which is fine. That's bourbon, right? There's no wrong answers. Everyone has their own.
That's just
I
bourbon.
Their own
think
opinion.
it drinks older. I went with 7 year because he said 8 year. So I just went with the
You
underside. I went
let him
over on the
influence
I
you.
went over on the proof, under on the
You
age.
weren't listening to your gut,
No.
No,
which is probably not the best thing anyway. 'Cause it's-
not for me. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No.
Okay.
I wanted to try and attack one side of both ends.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
no, I like this. Yep. I think it does drink dusty. I do not think it drinks
really
100 proof though. I do think it drinks from that 90 proof point, a little thin, but I do like it. I love it.
to be fair, we did just come off of 130 proof bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
That's true.
2 pours ago.
That is true.
So.
That is true. Yeah. Well, there we go. Put it over here on the barrel. Now, do I wish it was more in line with the price of the other Whiskey Row series? Yes, absolutely. 100%.
I think it should be $100, not $130.
115. That's what I got it for. That's
Yep.
retail.
Is that reach? I thought it was $129. Well,
No, 115.
Like,
114.99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, that's. If I go to a small mom and pop store and something's retail for $100 and they have it for $115, I'll buy it.
Yeah. There you go. Let's get something else poured up while I do our next thought experiment.
I knew it.
You knew I was going to go for this next?
Yeah.
Um,
I figured that'd be first.
This is one of my favorite bourbons that I've had recently. Just kind of straight up. So I'll present to you as well. This is a Kentucky barrel of Nulu. This is Barton distillate. 5 years, 3 months. It's picked by Liquor Barn. It's Wagyu
75-21-4 mash bill.
Sir, may I?
Yes, please.
Here is our next thought experiment, gentlemen. If you had to pick one distillery, let's do that one. If you had to pick one distillery for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
Oh God, I hate this question.
I think I've answered this question not too long ago.
Me too, but I get torn up on it.
Yeah.
So let me just vocalize, breaking down my voice of reasoning. Wow, it's hard. Well, I mean,
If I had a voice to begin with.
yeah. Well, so it's like, I love everything turkey, but it's like, all right, well, then, like Jim Beam, though. I've had a longer standing of products from Jim Beam in my life.
I don't know if you want to present.
Yeah, absolutely.
Heaven Hill has produced anything and everything, and they own almost every brand under the sun, and produce for every brand under the sun. Most people would probably say Buffalo Trace, but I feel like there's not enough variety in their lineup. MGP, obviously, I'm a huge fan of MGP. Big fan of Barton.
Barton.
Yes.
That's how my toddler says a lot of T's.
Yeah.
Very. I feel better, mommy.
Barton. It's sort of like the people who pronounce Blanton's how it actually is.
Instead of Blanton's.
And then just other people say Blanton's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to really concentrate and purposely say Blanton's than Blanton's.
Louisville.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so you're going with what, Crispy?
I don't know. You got someone else go, and then we'll deduct from there.
I think I would have to go with Heaven Hill, honestly. As if we're considering anywhere from the big boys down to craft, though, I mean I've got one for each. So like big name Heaven Hill, maybe just purely on how experimental they are and just wildly diverse in the products that they put out. I think New Riff would be a really and because you almost never really know what you're going to get with them aside from their their standard offerings with their products.
And it's affordable. And it's
Point counterpoint, Perry. Breaking in this just in. Would you be okay, since they do have a lower barrel entry proof, with not having anything maybe over 120 ever again?
No.
Not to poke holes or anything.
No,
but that,
I mean
that
I
did just
am.
come to me.
Yeah, I mean I am very much in the proof hound.
Well, no. I mean, like Michter's goes in at 103, and they got shit that comes out at 118, 120.
The highest I've seen from
but nothing over
New Riff
120.
is 116. So
Yeah, I'm gonna say 116, maybe a 118.
I was gonna say, I feel like
Never
we've seen-
over
I feel like
120.
We've seen a 118.
I feel like 118 is the highest I've seen, but nothing 120 or above.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think when push really comes to shove, Heaven Hill. I think
Okay.
is my answer.
Crispy, do you have one yet?
I'm stuck between Jim Beam and Peerless.
Peerless.
After he said craft, Peerless. I don't know if they're considered craft or not, but they're. I mean, if we go to craft, like Bluegrass Distillers, they're like.
Well, I don't think New Riff is technically either,
But I mean, like in that mid-tier distillery, Peerless, they have enough variance in their product. New Riff, every time you get a New Riff, same breast different. Peerless, same way.
Yeah.
But I'm going with Jim Beam as my big distillery just because of the two variants in mash bills, the OGD mash bill and the standard. And I love Jim Beam. So
Okay. I'm not trying to take Perry's answer, but I was also thinking Heaven Hill. I mean, mainly because they have such a wide and deep portfolio. Anything from the bourbons that Chad has already said he's fallen out of love with, the JTS Brown, the JW Dance, you did say you liked the Samuels, right?
love Samuels.
TW Samuels. But you've got your McKenna, even though I feel like it's slid in quality a little bit the past few years. It's still, bottled and bond, 100 proof for 10 year. You've got Pikesville Rye, love Pikesville Rye, Rittenhouse, great for cocktails. Then you've got the exceptionals like Parker's Heritage, William Heaven Hill, which two of those have been some of our top 3 bourbons of the year, even sometimes winning blind our bourbon of the year. So I feel like they just have a really good bench with some great all stars that come up to bat. So yeah, I would also pick Heaven Hill.
Yeah. I think it's really hard not to, especially when you consider the possibilities of what they've even just got stored away in the rick houses right now too. I mean, I think that when you take somebody that does have such a pedigree in somebody like Heaven Hill, and you think about everything that they can do on down the line, that's just as exciting as thinking about the products that they already have on the shelf. Do you mind if I ask a question?
Go for it, man. It's a round table.
So
Look,
it's
round.
Hey, this is something I posed to Eric on.
Who?
You don't know. Oh. He's very angry that you guys are going to be on the podcast in a couple weeks. Not really, but it's very fun to pretend. I posed this question to him on the episode that's coming out this week. Would you rather be a master distiller at a well-established, well-known distillery with all of that pressure to keep up with, the things that they are already well-known for, or be the master distiller at an upstart distillery with all the pressure of trying to prove yourself?
I think I have a pretty immediate answer there. I think I would choose the Upstart. If I'm a master distiller and I'm paving the roadway and making the roadmap of what's to come, being able to put my DNA on something, that's going to be a lot easier to do at the Upstart. Whereas, think if you go to Makers, Heaven Hill, Buffalo Trace, any of the big ones, you've already got the DNA there. Especially like a place like Buffalo Trace, you're in the shadow of my name is Earl. That's not right. Elmer T. Lee. There we go. Of the show, My Name is Earl. Elmer T. Lee, Colonel E.H. Taylor, Albert Bacon Blanton, and Harlan Wheatley. Wheatley Vodka.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, Wheatley Vodka. There you go. Yeah.
Makes sense now.
So, yeah, and I always thought like when Denny Potter left Heaven Hill and he went to Maker's Mark, I was thinking like, oh, why is he going to Maker's Mark? They just do wheaters.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, but then the
Private Select program.
The
46 was really kicking off. They're kind of the cash strength version.
The wood finishing series.
Yeah.
So
But
I was proven wrong.
He's not really doing that as a master distiller.
It was more Jane Bowie maceration to do with the wood finishing series and all that. But you go in at a legacy distillery, you're gonna have to wait at least about 7 years before you see your fingerprint on anything that's out there. If you make it 7 years, but an Upstart, your fingerprint's on there from the beginning, and you're really driving the ship and doing the direction. So anyway, that was long, but what do you guys think?
I just want to blend. I really don't care about distilling anything.
I forgot that was the other part of the question.
Yeah.
It's like master distiller / master taster or blender. That kind of.
Sure.
Because no matter,
job.
I have no interest in distilling. I'm not like a scientist. I think I'd like to learn the art of it, but I would rather be able to take stuff someone made where I work or I didn't work or we bought or sourced or whatever and create something out of that. And all three of us could blend something using the same product and make 3 different things.
Yeah.
And I think that's fun. So
This just real quick, Joe. This is interesting from Chris. He says, "Look at Jim Rutledge retiring from Four Roses, and now broken ground on his own new distillery." Yeah, that's he could have just kept steering the ship as he was at Four Roses, but he decided it was more attractive, I guess. Grass is always greener.
But he retired technically for a while, didn't he?
Well, yeah, but
kinda.
Kind
of just like what what's his name did with Bar Sound, Steve.
Oh, Steve Nally.
Nally.
Yep.
Yeah. He retired but didn't retire. So
Yeah.
True. Sorry, were you? I didn't mean to interrupt. Did you get?
He was due one.
yeah,
All right. Yeah.
blending. Yeah.
Yeah, blending. Blah 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 blending.
Anybody?
Blah blah blah
Yeah.
blending. Perry, did you want to weigh in, or should we wait for
Wait for the episode.
the episode? Okay. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
because I don't
Like it.
remember what I said. Hey, it gets a few days away from you. And,
Yeah.
It's all good. I want to talk about this Nulu. Talk about something that I feel like, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but does drink 130. It's
Yeah.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Put it up against that 127 almost. Completely different ballparks. This has kind of the heat. It has the hug. It's very warming. Yeah, I feel like I could guess this pretty well, but I would have been completely stumped on that on that Makers.
Now I'm looking at the chart at the bottom.
There's quite a bit swirling around.
Yeah, no, that's I love that.
This is
The story of a girl. I can't help
How
it.
do you do it? How do you do it? Oh man! No, come back! Come back! Oh,
This has been the third separate pick that I've had of these Barton barrels from Nulu. They've all been exceptional, but all of them have had the char swirling around.
No, I love
in them
that
as well. Yeah. Oh no, I, do
I've got
too.
I've got a assload of Nulu at home, and just anything that's not like super chill filter or super filtered or chill filtered, you'll find that. But
would you say it's a lot or some?
Some.
Body once told me
Oh,
the
God.
world was gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shine.
I can't believe that was the one that made me facepalm.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Didn't we talk about the Smash Mouth on the Bourbon Bowl? as well?
Probably.
Yeah, I think we did.
That was.
Or I'm having wild deja vu right
Is
now.
your left side hurting?
Anybody else smell burnt toast?
Yeah. Is someone making wobbles? Last prepared topic, and yeah, this one's a little bit of a Donnybrook. Should the laws of bourbon be changed to allow second-use barrels, or have customers accepted finished bourbons enough to where they don't matter, or they don't mind? They see bourbon, but then they see that caveat. They don't even really pay attention to it. So what I'm getting at is basically if we allowed second fill barrels, it would basically be that caveat. It'd be bourbon whiskey that was then finished, because it couldn't be the very first fill in a second barrel, because unless they did actually change the law, you know what I'm trying to say here. That could be an option that you could say, yes, we should change it to where it could still legally be called bourbon if it was put in a second use, charred barrel that previously held bourbon.
Yeah.
Or, because there's obviously a barrel shortage out there and everyone's trying to stretch it. Or are we just okay with the caveats of this was a bourbon whiskey that was then double barreled into another barrel that previously also held bourbon whiskey?
I'm going to take this one
Go
first,
ahead.
if you don't mind.
I mind.
I don't even know if I fully agree with this point, but it's at least where my brain's kind of going right now. If we were to change that law, which I think has upheld the overall quality of bourbon for literally a century at this point, we would lose some of the some of the importance of the history of bourbon, including but not limited to the Bottled and Bond Act.
You're stretching that 1956 a little bit here in 2024, but it's cool. You said a century.
Fair. Yeah, sorry.
You've heard of girl math?
That's not-
It's Perry math.
Yeah, I was an art
Bourbon
student.
math.
Yeah.
I was an art student. What I was specifically referring to
Or was
though,
it 50,
was
54? 56, 54? Oh, man. 56.
who's the idiot now? Just
Well,
kidding.
it's
Egg
like
on whose face?
Let's look at the decade, right?
I'm specifically talking about how
56.
the Bottled and Bond Act was the first quality control act
1894.
within the 1897.
That's what I said.
You said 94?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I've heard about
Prove it.
Yes, of course you have.
1897.
That was the first quality control act within the United States. I think that goes a long way to show that not only does bourbon matter to those that produce it, but also to those that consume it. What we have in a bottle is supposed to be very clear and curated as to our expectations. I do understand that this is the first time I've really felt like we're like gonna have a debate, but I don't know if you're anyway.
Let's do it.
I do understand that there is a current barrel shortage, tree shortage, oak shortage, however you want to phrase it. But I don't think that we have to sacrifice the integrity of bourbon or the long-standing history of what bourbon is and how it has gotten to this point by finding shortcuts or finding legal ways.
Well, I mean, there's also this sustainability argument.
And I completely understand that. I just think that, we've gotten ourselves to this point. I'm not saying we have to suffer for it, but I do think that, as consumers,
It's like
we
Wally for bourbon.
maybe we do have to understand that things are not going to be the way that they always have been in terms of product availability. But I think that what organizations like Rare Character and Nulu are doing with really exceptional finishing procedures, those don't have to be overlooked. I think that's the point where we can bring in second use barrels. We can use other finishing products as well. If it's a 2-year-old product, 4-year-old product, the landscape is shifting, but I don't think that what we define as bourbon needs to be shifted as well.
Okay. Crispy?
Excuse me. I think, if anything, there will be a change. If there ever is a change, it will not be like, the reuse of used barrels, but to allow toasted barrels, so that it will change from a virgin charred oak barrel to a virgin toasted or charred barrel. Because Independent Stave, you can already send barrels to them, and they will scrape them down, retoast them, rechar them, so you can get more use out of that barrel. Or you can send it to tequila, to wine. There's a shortage of barrels in France right now for cognac, so they're used barrel prices are all-time high. There's actually not a shortage of barrels. There's a shortage of people to do the logging, to cut the wood, to process the wood, to get it to the cooperages.
There's a bottleneck.
There's a bottleneck, but it's not a shortage of barrels. It's on the front. Like, we have the trees, they're there, the wood's there to be harvested, but it's getting spun as there's a shortage of barrels and cooperages can't keep up, which isn't true if ISC is just going to buy a new cooperage. Buffalo Trace bought a cooperage, and all these cooperages are going up for grabs because basically they're waiting for that first step to come into play before they can make their money from getting the wood. But I do think at some point in time we will see a change to allow, because toasted has become so popular, and it's been popular in wine for years. Toasted barrels are always the thing in wine. It's only been popular, for the last 4 or 5 years in bourbon. I do think that might be an amendment at some point in time, that you do see that allotment or the allowance of new toasted and or charred oak barrels, because you got places like New Riff who age in a char 1 for 1 to 2 years, and they switch to a char 3 or char 4, and a lot of places do that. And ISC will even tell you, if you're going to do a 4-year-old bourbon, they would rather you do it in a char 1 or 2 barrel for 3 to 4 years than do it in a char 4, because it's going to get too much oak influence on it, and it's going to be too harsh, and the grain won't be killed off. So I do think there will be, with science, ISC is a really big leader in this. There will be some good breakdowns on it. But I don't think it's going to ever be something that the modern bourbon drinker has to worry about. This will be something decades down the road.
Well, yeah, and
I mean, for every tree that's harvested, you got to plant 10. So I mean, it's like, and the same wood, and it's same. There's more wood being used in housing than anything in furniture. They literally will take trees, grind trees up to make MDF furniture, like tables and cabinets and stuff, or to use it for lumber to build the frame of a house. Bourbon, people think bourbon's ruining the wood industry. That's not true. The housing industry is far worse for the environment, for trees, than anything. But I think that right now, just with the way things go, because all these trees are fast growth, they're all on tree farms. I mean, people are actually making businesses out of growing more and more trees. And, you can donate 100 trees for 10 cents. So people just, Angels Envy, they just throw money at trees. Like, you buy a bottle, they donate 5,000 trees.
So you don't see a sustainability issue
not
in the next 50, 100 years?
No, not for our lifetime. After us, who knows? But for us right now, I think we're doing perfectly fine. It's the people who cut the wood, who go cut the trees to get the wood to the cooperage. That's where the big fall is happening right now, because those jobs suck. It's dangerous. They're underpaid. They have to work all the time. And people realize their value now, and those people are like, screw you, I can go make the same amount of money doing something far less dangerous, and I can be warm, and I don't have to work 300 days a year. So
here's I think sort of where, in my mind, in this particular use case, semantics really comes into play. It's just, if you did what you were saying about a char 1 or 2 for, say, 3 years, and then to go into a char 4 barrel, well, those are 2 different barrels right there. You would think you could have it rest for 2 or 3 years in that char, let's say a char 2 barrel, dump it, rechar that barrel to a 4, dump it back in. But that's where the semantics comes in.
That it's no longer bourbon.
Then it's no longer bourbon. That's where it's illegal.
Yeah,
because you can't do that
because
it's not.
It's bourbon finished in.
Well, it's illegal for bourbon. Full stop.
Well, yeah.
Bourbon. Full stop.
It's not, well, yeah, 'cause it's not a virgin barrel. But I'm
Right,
saying
exactly, it's not a virgin barrel.
You can
So-
still put bourbon on the label.
You know, you think of that particular use case, and it's like, well, that just really seems like semantics. That you can't just take it out, adjust the char on the barrel, put it back in, instead of using 2 newly charred barrels to get
I think that's
to
where
get that
people get
effect.
tied up, though. They think it's wasteful. There's, like, right now,
Single use.
Well,
yeah, there's
well,
first use.
let's
so
get
many
out
uses,
of
though.
there is, but let's get out of sustainability area and talk about price towards consumers, because you're talking about now you got the price of 2 barrels there that has to be passed on to somebody, and that's going to be us who's buying that
No,
bottle.
so that's where the break even on that cost comes from the selling of that barrel. So when New Riv is taking from a char 1 or 2 and going to a char 3 or 4, and they are selling those barrels to maple producers, to Scotland, to Ireland, to Mexico, to France, to India, and China, and Japan, where there are shortages. Like France literally does not have enough barrels to produce cognac right now. Like there might not be enough cognac in 30 years to meet their demand because they don't have barrels right now to lay down.
Welcome
for
to
that.
bourbon.
Do they have to use first use barrels for cognac and
No,
armagnac
they
in those
can.
products?
But it's it's like in Scotland, they like those flavors that those introduced to there. It's cheaper than just producing a new barrel.
Sure.
So they'd rather buy a used barrel. I mean, like if a new barrel costs $500, they can spend $200 on a used one. So they could buy 2.5 for the price of one, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, oh, sorry.
no, go
Yeah?
ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say we have a viewer submitted question. If we are
Let's hear it.
satisfied with wrapping up the barrel,
I think we could go on for.
Yeah,
I think we could too. So that's why I'm kind of like,
you
are,
satisfied?
Yeah.
Did we satisfy you? Chuck?
We're really starting
I'm
to like
satisfied.
pick up on like our energy's really getting good right now.
We're in the pocket. We're in the pocket.
we gotta get to like 11.
Oh god.
Another.
Let's see how far we can.
All right, so I'm gonna work my way backwards in super chats here. So this first one's from Taste and Sensibility. He says this is a golden age for bourbon and a risky time for bourbon. No real reason to change laws. So yeah,
I think
thank you
that's-
for that super chat. We
That's
will-
something that
There we go.
I think that's kind of where I'm coming from as well in some capacity. In turbulent times, the least productive thing to do is be reactionary. I think you really have to take the time to understand where the field is going to be played out over the next few years, and if we all of a sudden have to go through the process of filling out this legislation that all of a sudden says bourbon's not the thing that we used to think it was or say that it was, and all of a sudden turbulent times happen again and we wind up on the opposite side of that situation, then with the reactionary quality of that situation, it's endless. I mean, even though we do see those large scale events happen throughout history, I think that it's it is more detrimental than it is beneficial to us to just act on instinct and go, we got to change things right now. It's gonna hurt us in the long run.
I have to agree with you guys here. I feel like steadying the course is the right move, in my opinion, and no reason to change up laws because of barrel shortage, or more accurately, as you pointed out, Chad. I mean, supply chain in a way, because it's the loggers, it's everything that is needed to make that barrel.
Yeah.
Lean into his camera for a second.
Okay.
I just wanted to see what would happen.
Joseph Brazo with a super chat and a topic discussion here. Joseph says, Bottled and Bond is a gimmick these days. It doesn't matter anymore. Discuss. Thank you, Joseph, for the
Joseph,
super chat.
You're fired.
I feel like I've
He's just been firing people tonight.
Yeah.
I've been hearing that argument for years now, and I just don't see the backbone.
So I
To
get where
it.
people are coming from. Like, it used to
No,
be
I
a
do-
stamp of quality,
I
and
do
now it's kind of
too.
just But like for small producers like craft, that's where it matters. So for
Sure, yeah.
that's where it's like we have a 4-year, it's bonded. You know, we've got enough barrels from one season. That's where it matters to me. You know, Heaven Hill producing a bonded really to me isn't like significant, but
But it is historical.
it's historical.
It's
so like
macro versus micro.
someone has to keep it going. But when you are a small producer, yes,
Look at that.
yeah. Just come see what a paperboy is. Some for some good news.
popsicles from the
Boys like popsicles.
I wish I could do that whistle thing. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't. I want to so bad, but I can't.
Don't get him wrong. He's tried.
Yeah.
He's in the bathroom like,
Daggone it! I can't. I can do it, but now when I'm talking,
Paperboy.
no, can't do it.
sorry, Chapel, you can do it.
Hoping to bring me some good news. Where are you? Anyway, no, I don't really find that there's a whole lot of like credence to that argument anymore, or really that there ever has been, because if it's a gimmick, it would be something that is tarnishing the reputation of bourbon. I went a little bit country there with my
Tarnishing
the
Tar-
reputation.
Targe, you reckon the rain hurt the rhubarb?
But I think that it only goes to show that there is still a dedication to quality within the bourbon industry, whether you are operating on a macro scale or on a micro scale with somebody like New Riff or Peerless or
I mean, I get it's like the J.D. Power Award for bourbon in a way, you know, because like everyone gets them.
Sure, yeah,
Or
yeah, yeah.
anyone can do it, but like there's still that level of like, you know, any small, like you started a distillery, the fact that you can come out and say like we made a bottled and bond, that's a big move. Like,
Yeah.
that's a huge step.
you had
for
the
you.
patience,
big-
you had the dedication.
Yeah, it's a big barrier of entry, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I also think that back to me, camera one, camera one right here, right
Button
here.
monkey over here.
Hogan, camera one right here, Hogan. Oh yeah.
Paperboy.
That hurts the throat nowadays. Yeah, don't do Macho Man when you've been drinking. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I feel like bottled and bond is well, I don't feel this way. It is. It's the highest regulated category of whiskey. So that fact alone, I don't feel like it's gimmicky. But it's also not a guarantee. Like, yeah, it came about.
it's not a guarantee of
The Bottle and Bond Act of
Yeah, that means
1897, Perry, 87, not 4 like you said earlier. 1897
Just let it go.
was, I don't know if you know this, Barry, but the first Consumer Protection Act, even before the FDA in the United States. And
This
furthermore,
is a character assassination that has not been seen on this level.
prove it.
Nobody has ever been attacked like this before.
And it was made to protect people and to give the seal of approval that what you're actually getting is quality stuff. Now, fast forward to today or even in recent years, it's like, yeah, anyone, although it is, as I said, a big barrier of entry, but you can get your whiskey to 4 years, and it could
There's
still
something on your
it could
screen.
still not be fantastic. But I don't think that makes it a gimmick. If a craft distillery is doing bottled and bond, I mean, it's going to be a certain price. I feel like it's going to be probably around that $50 mark, and then you have to decide if that bottled and bond is what you want, or if like JTS Brown bottled and bond or JW Dent, back to them, bottled and bonds at around $20 is what you want. So there's differing levels of it. There's 10-year bottled and bond. You know, a lot of places they just keep it right at that 4 because that's the minimum, and that's what they stick with. But you can be, much older. Look at the Old Fitz, also 16-year, things like that.
So the originator of the question, Joseph, also asks, would Turkey 101 be better at bottled and bond? How about Old Forester Signature 100 or any 100 proofer? I think at that point,
I don't think it would change the taste.
No, I think at that point it's semantics. It's not actually like.
Well, those products are
the
blended
quality.
to a profile. So, like, turkey's meant to be like a 6, 7, 8-year-old, like your Turkey 101, 6, 7, 8-year-old blend.
Sure.
You know, they're not saying like we are producing the best bottled and bond bourbon you can have. They're saying we can produce the best affordable blended bourbon you can have.
Right, but if they were to put out a 6-year-old bottled and bond wild turkey product, I would not be opposed to finding out what that is like. I know that we've had a 17-year-old bottled and bond, but that was a premium market product that it wasn't a good representation, I think, of what they are most well known for, which is that affordable, everyman's kind of bourbon.
We got Bruzel joining us here, and he's saying, "What's going on? Just getting home and joining in." It's been topic night.
Yeah.
The current question that we're talking about is Ballin' and Bond overrated nowadays? So we're discussing that, and I feel like the general consensus has been no. Are we in agreement with that? It's not.
Our arguments are all a century old.
It's not.
Joe,
since 1897.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like it's not a gimmick now. Ballin' and Bond, that is. Yeah, I think it still has its place.
I can understand if he is more concerned with just quality based on the actual product in the bottle. I completely understand that point of view. But I don't think that those two things are mutually exclusive either. You know, I think that's where we get a little bit caught up in the actual, explanation of our arguments. If you put out a really great 5-year-old bourbon at 130 proof, that's fantastic, but that doesn't negate the possibility of a 4-year-old Bottled and Bond bourbon coming out, and also really well representing the abilities of that team of distillers and blenders and tasters. It's hard for me to say yes, but
yes, it's just a yes and. We're in a flower shop.
Yes, and your hat has a picture of a dog on it.
Hello, I'm Mr. Has a picture of a dog on my hat.
Oh, welcome to my flower shop.
I'm looking for some posies.
Well, it's a shame that you came in today, because if you had come in yesterday, it would have been half off all posies. However, tomorrow is 39% off all roses.
39%, but last year was 40. It was 40% off.
Well, I did some bad math last year, and I'm in the red. I had to actually sacrifice a cow that I wasn't particularly interested in sacrificing.
This parrot is deceased. 4 million votes couldn't revive it.
One day, boy, all of this will be yours. What, the curtains?
No, not the curtains. She has big tracts of land. If you're just joining us, we are recreating Monty Python and the Holy Grail. There was an interesting question that sort of was born out of that last discussion, and it is, let me see if I can find it.
You told me he's fired.
Here we go.
Fired.
I was like, he's on fire.
You rizzed him up, man.
What is the best Bottled and Bond on the market in your opinion? My favorite is E.H. Taylor, and that's from Travis. I feel like if E.H. Taylor was findable, I might agree with you. Yeah, early times, although okay, let's put it up there. Chad likes bonded bourbons he can find. I feel like old early times. What was the color? Was it blue, black? I can't remember the.
It's still the same stuff. It's the exact.
I know, but it tastes different. It's proven, medically proven.
Every batch of everything.
Bourbon
tastes
junkies
different.
approved.
Yeah, they can taste the banana in it.
It's. I don't know. We tried not any, but we've tried Knob Creek. We've tried Four Roses. We tried other things when there's been years a part of it, and not every time, but the percentage has always gone towards the older. Anecdotal, probably. But, so it could just be the exact same thing with the early times. But I did like the older early times Bottled and Bond. Anecdotally again, but what's, Perry, what's yours?
Bonded you can find.
We didn't say, no one said that.
I did.
He said, yeah, you said it. What's the best Bottled and Bond in your opinion?
I'm trying to think, what's the one that I have more...
Yeah, secondary market. Sorry, I was talking about a comment.
From Bruzel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it on the market? Yeah. You know what's funny? I think the one that I have bought the most is Evan Williams Bottled and Bond.
Oh, and that's a little controversial because of the price price
yeah.
increase.
But I still think that it is the best example of that affordable bottled and bond product that Heaven Hill offers.
Yeah.
I think that, yeah, of course, it's all subjective to your own taste, but for me, I think that even at a slightly younger age these days, it's still very approachable. It's still very versatile as well.
Yeah, I really do miss the 6 year. Speaking of blinds, Sarah and I blinded the 6 and the new 7 year, and we actually both picked the 6 year. Whatever. You couldn't beat the price. Could not beat the price, and it was just one of those things. And I feel like bigger distilleries who have had these values, like back when McKenna was under $30, when there was a Heaven Hill 6 year that was what, $11, $12. It just wasn't sustainable. As the popularity of bourbon grew, they were leaving money on the table, and they had to do what they would do. And if you put yourself in their shoes and say, what would I have done if I had this amazing product out there that I was basically just giving away? I mean, it's just smart business to do what they did. Sad for us, unfortunate for us, but I can see why it happened.
Bernie Lubbers has entered the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was like looking for him.
No, not actually.
Bernie?
They grew with the times. I mean, everything's more expensive. Why? You can't always have a loss leader that is that kind of stat.
Right.
McKenna can't be a loss leader. That's where your dance, and loss leader is where they make no money on a product. And Henry McKenna 10 year was that product for a while. His 10 year bonded for $24.99, and they made nothing on it. So at $70, yeah, they might make $1 or $2.
Yeah. Hey, we got Bourbon Lens in here as well, saying, "Be still my heart, budget BIBs." Yes.
Yep, they like corn.
Yes. It's cone. Yeah.
It's sweet.
It's got the juice. E.H. Taylor, back when it was available, I mean, you could still walk into like a liquor barn here and find it, the small batch that is. I kind of took that as like, that was one of my first, like, this is going to be my thing, right? Like, E.H. Taylor, small batch. That's going to be sort of like my thing. Like,
it
people
was
say,
your thing for
it was
a
my
while.
thing there.
Yeah.
When people say, like, you see the cut
Look at that.
one right there. Yeah, that's one of my first E.H. Taylor, so you can't really see it. But
That's cool, though.
yeah, thanks.
I meant the story behind it. Maybe not the... Anyway.
That's cool. Screw you. It's
Who
cool.
cares? Move on.
No, it is.
I cut that.
It is cool.
When people say, "What's your favorite bourbon?" and you would inevitably just blurt out Woodford Reserve because you couldn't really think of anything else,
Sure.
and Woodford Reserve is an acceptable answer. I was like, I found it. I mean, for now, I'm going to keep trying bourbons all the time and see what's what, but it was E.H. Taylor small batch. I'm like, I'm the E.H. Taylor small batch guy. It comes in a tube. That's pretty cool. And then I swear, about a few months later, people clued in on it. Wasn't because of me. I don't even think I don't even think Bourbon Night had started yet, but it just started to go away. Everything started to go away. E.H. Taylor.
Yeah, it was like
Elmer T. Lee, I mean. Of course, he died around that time, and then that's what really shot that up. And then I think maybe the focus just went on to Buffalo Trace, and I don't know. I mean, they always had Blanton's, and that brought people there. But you used to be able to get that all the time. I remember the first time I saw one behind the counter. And it was Blanton's and some other whiskey. I can't remember what the other one was. And I asked for both of them, and they said, "Well, it's one or the other. You can only." Oh, it was a Weller Special Reserve, and I was like,
Between that and Blanton's?
Yeah, they said you can only. It's limit one and only one. Which one you want? And I was like, but it's just Special Reserve and it's just Blanton's. And I'm like, it was at a liquor barn Express.
It was at that time.
Chevy Chase.
Oh, okay.
He fucked up.
It was at that time. Yeah. I want
He knew.
Arrested Development narrator.
It was not.
Yeah, it was
Ron
not
Howard.
Ron
Yeah.
Howard.
In fact,
George
George Michael was on his way to the
Yeah,
store
I
right
was like-
then to pick up a whole case of E.H. Taylor bottled and bond.
He was not.
He had found the money in the banana stand.
Yeah. So that's my little story. But yeah, I think
We've been drinking
gentlemen.
this nameless bourbon for
Yeah, tell
Yeah,
tell
someone
us.
thought it was maple syrup.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and Chaz and I corrected them.
No, actually, I think that was the Knob Creek that has the pink behind you there, Chad. They were asking. John was asking why.
No.
It's an empty bottle,
Someone
and
asked why you were holding up a bottle of maple syrup earlier.
oh, okay,
Yeah, that was like 20 minutes ago.
yeah.
2 dissertations back.
Well, tell us what bootleg whiskey we're drinking here.
Kathunk.
Kathunk. Sorry, headphone users.
Yeah.
Love you
so
to death.
This is Fortuna Batch 6. So Fortuna Barrel Proof Batch 6.
Which you
So-
blended.
Which I blended, yep. And we are about to start bottling this soon. So, yay. As Perry is pointing out, there's a lot of char in it. So
Straight from the barrel, though.
It was in my
it's
teeth.
straight from the blending tank.
Well,
Which
The vat.
that was
yeah,
straight
which-
from the barrel.
That was straight from the barrel. Which I do filter with a mesh screen filter, but it is not good enough to get these small particulate. It's not really small, but these fine particles of char, which go through 2 passes in a actual particulate filter to get that out. But
There you go.
It's got freckles.
Oh, we also have Bourbon Noob in the house as
Hello,
well.
Patrick.
There we go. It's star-studded tonight. Probably because we've gone later than we normally do.
Yeah,
Most people
that's okay.
probably don't get online until this hour. I don't know.
My
I don't-
kids already,
I don't
so
know their
probably.
their viewing habits. But yeah, so Chad, you blended this. You blended the 5 iterations of Fortuna Barrel Proof that are currently out there, and they're not denoted on the bottle, but
They're
there
not-
are
they're-
different proofs.
yes, they're all done by proof. And it's blended to profile, not to proof, not to anything. The youngest bourbon is 7 years. Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah,
What's she saying?
Oh, I can't tell you.
No.
it's private.
But blended blended to taste. So going into this one, this is I don't want to give the number of barrels I put in here because it didn't yield a lot.
Oh, really?
But there's a lot of short barrels that went into this. A lot of concentrated flavors.
Were they short kings?
For certain.
Short
Yeah,
kings.
short kings for certain.
It's
But
it's a
Do
term.
they know the Rizzler?
Oh God, no.
Have they collected Phantom Tax?
Oh,
Do
more-
not get into that.
more songs. I forgot. I haven't played mine.
Oh, snap!
Thanks,
Want to come into the club? Step around.
thanks, Tony.
Step aside.
Yeah, I will.
Fergie.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't believe I picked that up. Wow. Oh, my brain is broken.
It's the
Lord.
one superpower I do have. You know, everyone's got one. I can make everything. I can quote a song with every sentence. So.
I'm really excited to hear Chad's
There was a board game. I forget the name of it. Probably something to do with music. But I played it back in high school, and you got like a phrase or a couple words, or maybe it was even just a word, and
Password?
no, it wasn't
Catchphrase.
password. You had to say a song lyric that had that. Yeah, I think it was a word that had that word in it, and it went around until like the last
I'm
person
All
couldn't
Machine?
think of one. Oh, I loved it.
all out of luck. I'm so lost without
Check.
you.
Anyway,
I don't know what the game was.
yeah, I don't either.
I'm going off script.
Yeah, but it was fun. I really liked it. I
fix
feel
it in
like
post.
the 3 of us would have a good time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
100%.
Playing-
Bourbon and board
playing
games.
that.
Come on.
Bourbon and Borg. Oh, snap! Copyrights Bourbon Night 2024. So, by the way, thanks for sticking around into overtime. If you're just joining us, because I know a lot of you all have been, these are three musicians here, 3 guitar players, 3 singer-songwriters, and
Comments.
might actually be the first time that the 3 of us have been together on a live stream. Just
It is.
the
It
3
is,
of
yeah.
us, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to kind of focus on the musical aspect of it. So throughout the night, as I've kind of been blinding the guys with some things or posing a question, I've been playing one of their original songs, and sort of the idea was to go back as far as they could. You know, that early, like Perry, you recorded yours when you were 14? Is that what you said? 15? 15?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how old are you, Chad?
14.
Really?
You're 14 now?
You're 14.
yes.
The beard has really
I am.
come
Holy
in.
moly, dude.
Yeah, I had the
Look at
same
that
beard
beard.
at 14 and the same clothes.
Wow.
You know?
That I can actually believe.
Yeah, well, some of us outgrew ours.
So we first played Chad's band, the Relics. We played Perry's self-titled singer-songwriter acoustic melody. Now we're gonna play one of mine, I guess. I tried to
I'm
get
excited for this.
I tried to get my first band, which was Fighting Fit, used as directed, and there I am jumping on the back. It was a 12 song disc, but I couldn't. There was nothing in here. There was nothing in here. But there we are doing our classic band poses, looking stupid. This was high school.
Back to high school.
Yeah, high school and first year of college, I think. Couldn't find that. So this is actually this could be funny to say. This is my solo work. So it's me playing everything except the drums, because I can't play drums as good as this guy who did it for me. So I called the project Nothing About You, because at the time I was sort of just writing songs about girls or a girl.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's nothing about you. It is. So I called it Nothing About You.
It's always about you.
The bands. And I wrote 2 or 3, I think 3 songs that were officially from that band. So I'm going to play this one. It's called Good Thing You're Pretty. And it was written about a friend. It was kind of like a running joke, like when she would say something ditzy, I'd be like, good thing you're pretty. Yeah, and I actually said, I'm going to write a song called that. And I think she held me to it. She was like, hey, well, where is it? So, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Brittany's still asking 12 years later.
So let me find it here. Here we go. So this is Good Thing You're Pretty.
Yes, thank you.
On double Q.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Nope. Technical difficulty, sorry. That's
Turn
Van
it back.
Halen's Hot for
Yeah,
Teacher.
I faded out from your song and I didn't push the meter back up.
The whole time his song's just been on repeat.
Jeez. I'm sorry. I don't even want that.
Nope, that was Brown Eyed Girl. Sorry. Here we go. All right.
Running
Fat
on
Bottom
empty.
Here we go.
From the losers and the crooners about this little blonde they wish they knew sooner. And then I met her in my head, I would better. I'd never fall in that crowd, I wonder if that upset her. A smitten kitten with claws, she's been licking. A stare into space, and she's ripe for the picking. I'm just a loser, cruising for a bruising. A passed out loser, waking up from my losing. And when she walks her meets gravity. With all the look she gets, it's not hard to see. And when she talks and it turns into tragedy, I'll look into those eyes of hers and I say to her, good thing you're pretty. Good thing you're pretty. Mention she loves the attention. She's never slowing down. Better hurry up and listen.
I didn't even see the number.
Oh, that's good.
Dude, I love that. That was a lot of
thank
fun.
you. Yeah. Yes, very, very Blink-182 inspired. In fact, I have a Tom DeLonge solo later, which I don't know. It's still
Not a real Tom DeLonge solo, but
No.
like a Tom DeLonge
an imitation.
It's
the
just
style
Tom
of-
DeLonge.
In the style of Tom
Aliens.
DeLonge.
Tom DeLonge solo. Tom DeLonge solo.
Where are you? I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep. I cannot dream tonight.
But
Right?
Blink-182 has 2 singers.
Yeah.
They do.
Do you not know that joke?
No.
Oh, okay, I'll show it to you later. It's a stand-up bit.
Oh, here it is.
That was
Reverse symbol.
yeah.
And when she walks
Anyway,
Fun.
yeah.
Look
Tom
at us
DeLonge.
sharing music.
Tom DeLonge solo. There we go. Yeah, so that was my very Blink 182 inspired song. Yeah, for sure. What was when you wrote yours, Perry? What were some of your influences?
A lot of the ones that I still listen to now. John Mayer, Dave Matthews.
Dead Matthews?
Dead Matthews, yeah.
Did I say Dead Matthews?
Dead Matthews.
yeah.
Sorry.
Is that like a Dead Mouse, Dave Matthews
Dave
combo?
Matthews. But back
Where
then,
are we
I was
going?
listening to a lot more. I was listening to a lot more Jason Mraz, Jack Johnson, that kind of era of singer songwriter. But yeah, I don't know. I was also I didn't really pull from a very particular artist or band when I was writing music. It's always just kind of been like put it out there,
Show.
get it written more than anything. Aside from the few times that where you can really tell that they're the album I put out in 2014, Mine Heart. There are some very direct influences that can be heard on some of those tracks, but
We got a John Mayer from Tony Bag of Donuts.
yeah, thanks.
Yes,
Yeah, y'all know, y'all understand me.
Oh, and from Bourbon Noob. He also said
Yeah.
John Mayer.
But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, cool. This has been a fun music-infused, topic-infused, bourbon-infused roundtable. We
Had
have
fun with this.
the table to prove it. It's round. Yeah, it's getting close to 10 o'clock hour. I think other people are live streaming, so you should go watch them.
This late
Yeah.
I don't know.
on
Probably.
on a Sunday?
I don't know. Probably. I'm usually in bed right now.
They didn't
No,
go to-
not
they
really.
didn't go to church today.
No, they did
No,
not.
I
go.
didn't go
Oh,
to
no,
church.
they did not.
Oh,
go to
no.
church
Oh,
today.
crap.
No,
Oh, no,
they,
they
what
did
they
not.
said,
No
what
way.
they did is they went down to the old parlor there. Yeah, they played
Boy.
the slot machines. They had a few
Maybe
of the
threw a little
brewskis.
darts.
Oh,
Sinners.
Yeah, no.
Well,
No.
that's a real shame. Maybe we can bring them
I hate
into
that for them.
that's-
Oh,
Yeah.
crap.
Well,
So anyway, we will
No.
we'll wrap up this double-sized live stream. I want to thank my guests and friends, Chad Watson, My Daily Bourbon, Perry Ritter. This is My Bourbon Podcast. I got it right that time.
buddy.
I was
Thanks.
waiting for it to be wrong.
I was betting money on it.
That's why I'm broke.
Go follow them or don't.
Well, fair
The
enough.
choice is yours.
Yeah, choice. It's in your hands. It's in your hands, everybody. Next week, I'm pretty sure we'll be back on regular schedule, Sarah and everything here. I do believe. I do know we have some travel coming up, but I think we're good next week. So I'm still going to put up the
Perry
see
and I
you
next week, next Sunday.
yeah.
Oh,
the
man.
see you next Sunday
Channel control.
graphic there. And thanks so much, everybody.
Thanks, Chad.
And we will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
And thanks, Chad.
Mwah.
I heard the rumors from the losers and the crooners about this little blonde they wish they knew sooner. And then I met her in my head, I would better. I'd never fall in that crowd, I wonder if that upset her. A smitten kitten with claws, she's been licking. A stare into space, and she's ripe for the picking. I'm just a loser, cruising for a bruising. A passed out loser, waking up from my losing. And when she walks, her enemy is gravity. With all the love she gets, it's not hard to see. And when she talks and it turns into tragedy, I'll look into those eyes of hers and I say to her, good thing you're pretty. Good thing you're pretty. I tell a fact like a good thing that you stacked. She'll
got her troubles. They come and her redouble. The love coma assholes burning bridges to rubble. Doesn't need heroes to stay away from zeros. If she doesn't know the way, she'll figure it as she goes. It's 90 degrees in the car, she'll turn off the AC. She's too hard to figure out, and she's not even easy. I've always said that she will be the death of me. She said you're probably right, only time will tell. So we'll see. Good thing you're brave.